He tinoho a Clinton Povey Norku has been helping out behind the scenes for this series of kaiora, but today he's front of house, and his young assistant is takutamaiti Taylor Thorpe.
Here we go. There it is. Perfect. Right, let's go. Hey, Karl! Hey.
Well, I feel the luckiest person in town because I've got two spunky men here, Peter Ehrlich and Karl. Thank you very much for coming.
Ah, it's a pleasure.
Lovely to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh.
We're lucky.
Well, as you see, I've been busy in the kitchen.
You have? What have you got for us here? This looks delicious.
This is a kumara bellini. Do you like those?
Yeah, I love them.
Do you like that? What about the oysters? Are you familiar with oysters?
Look, I love oysters.
I've got the Russian oyster there, and then I've got the Thai oyster there, and that's the Japanese oyster. That'll be all right. The Clevedon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big oyster fan, but that is delicious.
No.
What's on top of the salmon here? Is there some sort of...
There's a little bit of sour cream.
Yes.
And the smoked salmon,
Yes.
and then that's the cutting or the Māori seaweed.
This is a tough job, isn't it?
Don't mind being the guinea pig here.
Peter, the dudes, huge.
Oh, that was a lovely... you know, not many people get to have one bite of that lovely apple. I got two. We reformed in October last year after 26 years, and we did a national tour, and it was almost surreal. You know, I couldn't believe it was happening. I was up on stage there all around the country, and I'd look to my left and there was Dave Dobbin. Look to my right, there's Ian Morris. You know, the Les and Bruce behind me playing these songs and seeing the people singing along from Invercargill to Whangarei.
Yes.
And it was just a really fabulous, you know,
I'm not surprised.
treat.
Nice.
It's not Hollywood. It's not Hollywood.
We've got Hollywood here at my table.
I mean, actually, the common perception is that I actually live in Hollywood, but I don't. I live here. I live just up the road in Herne Bay. I know. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? It's the most amazing country in the world, and this is where, you know, I want to raise my kids. And so live here and work offshore, that's my plan. You know, it's an incredible lifestyle we have in this country, and I quite often think that it's very easy for us to take that for granted. It's not until Kiwis, as we are, to go offshore and see. Yeah,
yeah.
It's like,
I'll drink to
we've got a good deal here.
Let's have another drink.
Cheers. You know, New Zealand film has always been a major passion for me. My mother used to work at a company called Film Facilities in Wellington. Very good friend of Annie's. Very good friend. Every so often, a major New Zealand film would be finished. They would screen it on the garage door for all the techies and stuff. So, like, as a young kid, I was like 7 or 8, and I was watching these amazing New Zealand films, like, you know, Goodbye Pork Pie and Smash Palace and Utu on the garage door with the guys who made them. And I was being inspired by the likes of, you know, Bruno Lawrence and Kelly Johnson, Jeff Murphy, Roger Donaldson, and all these guys, and it kind of inspired me to you know, follow my dream.
And here you are.
And here we go. Here we are.
You're hot. You're both hot.
Not as hot as your food, my
You're so kind. Well, I'm going to push off back to the kitchen. I'm going to make you something else.
All right.
Little paua risotto. Are you into paua?
Oh, God. Yes. Bring it on.
I'll leave you to it.
I did that.
All right, Pete.
What a gig.
What a gig. I don't know. How much did you have to pay?
Well, I'm just going to knock off another dish. And it's not just any dish. I'm using that beautiful food, paua, again. So the first thing I need to do, in my risotto pan here, is pour some extra virgin olive oil into it. I'm going to have to wait till that heats up, actually. It looks like I'm putting a lot in, but actually that's probably about a tablespoonful. I'll just heat it up on my element here for a minute and just go through what ingredients I have here for you. This is called a sofrito. There's onions, there's celery, there's garlic, and there's some lemon zest. The very last thing I'm going to be doing is adding the gorgeous paua and throwing in this dill here as well. Okay, so let's do it. It doesn't matter what order, it's all going in at the same time. That's my onions, my celery, my garlic and my lemon zest. Now the lemon zest, all the oils are going to come out of the lemon zest, and you're going to taste that lemony flavour in this dish. So onto the element. I'm just sweeting this. I'm not browning it. We don't want this brown. This is a sofrito, which when literally translated means sub-fried or sautéed, and forms the base of many Italian dishes. Now this is a standard way of cooking risotto, really. You can cook any sort of risotto can be cooked with this method. So I'm using this arborio rice here. It's Italian and it's probably one of the best in the world. Now we want to coat that sofrito around the rice. It's very important. And my wooden spoon here is slightly bruising the rice, and that's going to bring out all the goodies that rice has and make that creamy consistency that we're going to get at the end of the dish. So this is ready now for my next step, and the next step is a little bit of shardy. Now you can put anything up to half a glass to a glass. I like a glass in it because I do like the taste and the flavour that wine gives a risotto. You know, people are so afraid of cooking risottos. There's nothing to it, as I'm demonstrating today. As soon as that's absorbed, I'm going to start ladling in the hot chicken stock that I've got in my pot here. Now I'm only putting a ladle by ladle of chicken stock into here so that the rice can absorb the fluid, plump up, break down, and make delicious risotto. Now there are many schools of thought as how to cook a risotto. You can cook it and leave it, or you can cook it and keep stirring it forever, well for 20 minutes anyway, until the rice is al dente. Now this rice looks all good to go. I'll just have a little test of the al dente business. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Get that off here immediately. Look at the colour of that. The creaminess is all there. And just to finish this risotto off, I'm going to pop the dill in and the pawa at the last minute. We don't want to overcook the pawa. We don't want to make it feel tough or anything like that. I've always told you right throughout the series, never overcook the seafood. And the last thing you need to do is season it. So a little bit of salt and pepper. Now you add the salt last because what it does to the granules of rice, it makes them tough. And that's like rowing uphill, isn't it? A little bit of pepper. And the dish is done.